Okay, this rather sad looking page has popped out with his fish in a cup. I quite like this because there is a prospect of somebody coming forward. There's a little bit of kind of, I suppose you could call it love, smelly fish, yeah, kind of love luck. It's very junior love luck, isn't it? And only in this particular deck, I think, is the page looking all pensive and a little bit serious. But just notice the fish coming out. We are in Pisces season. I do think, yeah, I know. I think he's looking at the fish and he's like, should be this big. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what he's thinking? He's thinking, how am I going to put that on my Match.com profile? It's big. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine a guy turning up on Match.com with some tiddly little fish? It's not going to do, is it? Okay. So here he is anyway, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and we are in Pisces season. And I don't know about you, and I know a lot of you have got Pisces placements, and of course I've got a lot too. But I'm really I'm feeling this Pisces energy, and it's kind of, it is like sort of heavy water, which I like because I'm Pisces, but I can feel that we can kind of chase things but not quite catch them, whether that's people or whether it's truth. We're sort of flowing around looking for things, and it's not the kind of energy that you can like grab. Yeah, slippery fish. You can't think to yourself, I'm gonna go with this, I'm gonna do this. You have to, what I'm trying to call it, I think actually, is it's a feminine and passive energy, which is difficult if you are the kind of person that wants to make a plan and go with it, because you can't. But at the same time, yeah, Teresa, it's like going with the flow. At the same time, like with many Piscean people, it seems like they're not organized with anything, but they kind of are. Pisceans generally, Piscean influence, you sort of stumble around and you just sort of see, I'm itching now from the headlights conversation. You stumble around and you stumble upon things, but also things stumble upon you. That's what I'm trying to say. Gosh, we got there in the end. Things or people or messages stumble upon you. Okay. Which is nice, but it's not particularly organized. Now we have this chap, but he's in reverse, the Knight of Swords. This can be air sign emoji. Air sign emoji. Oh God, I'm like Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay. But when this is in reverse, when it's in the upright, it's very direct. There's a feeling of someone like really cutting through the BS, saying what they want from you. Exactly. No clear messages with this. It's like sometimes they can be too blunt when they're in the upright, but at least when they're blunt, you kind of know where you are. You're not going to have clear messages during this time. Okay, that's not really the way it goes. Now, at least it's in the reverse, people. We've got the Seven of Swords. This energy is quite strange. I'm going to take another card for this, actually. Let me just put this down here. And I'm taking another card for the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is, it's one of two things normally. It's either that somebody is, sort of doing you a bit of a wrong. They're a bit sneaky. There's something going on. I mean, this person steals the Five Swords, and they're kind of, often they're looking over their shoulder to see if they can get away with something. But it also does come up when you yourself need to be a bit under the radar. Okay, yes, actually, Hazel is saying manipulation through not communicating. That is slightly indicated, actually. That's what I'm thinking. But I just want to take another card for it. Valentine has settled down at my feet, so we can't see her. Okay. Is it going to be one of those readings? I'm just going to check. No. Most of the pack is actually upright. We did a daily the other day, didn't we? And we got loads and loads of reversals. Wheel of Fortune in reverse for the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay. When Piscean season happens, when nothing is happening, everything is happening. Think of the moon, which is the Pisces card. Everything is in the subconscious. It's in that murky weirdness of the water. It's a lot in the 5D. It's a lot in dreams. Personally, I've been getting quite a lot of, I don't know if you call it like visions or daydreams. It's not, I've had some dreams as well, but it's more kind of like in the in-between period between sleeping and waking. I've been getting some kind of just like flashes of things, places, can't quite place it. Okay. So I would say notice those things, but when you're in Pisces season, you don't really have to. They kind of notice you. It is weird, isn't it? It is weird. Wish I could show you, Val, but if I flip the camera, I don't think I could ever get it back again. I know. I'm at the top of my game at the moment. Okay. Let's keep going with these because it's pointing out something very interesting and different. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. If you're thinking of starting something at the moment, personally, I'd be waiting for the new moon in Pisces. And I was also watching, what is she called? It'll come to me, an astrologer, Pam Gregory. That's it. I was watching, have a look at Pam Gregory's video if you haven't already, on the new moon in Pisces on the 10th. Very interesting indeed. This is the energy where it's on the 10th, Hazel, the new moon. This is the energy. You can see here, there's like a portal and you've got the two different flowers, the red and the white. You've got purity, I think, is one, and like passion maybe is the other. We got a bit of cosmic hand. We do love a cosmic hand. This is an invitation, you know, but it's more a kind of, well, when it's in the reverse, it's more a warning. It's just saying, maybe don't. I mean, if you have to sign up for something, you have to sign up for something. You know, it's up to you. You know yourself. And this card also, for me, is telling you to know yourself and to know yourself well enough that you don't fall through the hoop or even trick yourself through the hoop. Does that make sense? Ooh, okay, Hazel. Yeah. Be very wary. Now, this tells me two things. One, that this is about you being on the down low. Okay. It's not often, if you're an empath or if you're just on a particular side of a power balance or whatever, you want to do the talking. Okay. Keep anything under your hat for now. I really would. I do feel, yeah, exactly. Self-preservation. Okay. Hello, Shirley. Self-preservation. And I think sometimes if you're an empath, that you can think that self-preservation is being sneaky. And believe me, for many people, it's not. It's just boundaries. You know, it's not sneaky at all. It's certainly not sneaky as well to put yourself first. It doesn't mean, you know, because as an empath, you're not really going to be very aggressive about things. Not really. You know, you're someone who filters other people's feelings. You read the room. We're in Pisces season, which is empath season. You're making allowances for all kinds of other people's feelings in your family, the feelings of the group. If you're in a group, you're even like, if you're an empath and you're in something as like, you know, simple as a WhatsApp group, you're already trying to make sure that everybody in the group is all right and that you're coming across all right and, you know, taking care of everybody. I think I'm telling you, oh, I like that. Sometimes boundaries is an expression of compassion, particularly for yourself. Yeah. I'm just feeling, and this for me is not that one. Hang on. This one is an earth sign energy. Earth signs, hi Zavira, earth signs have a certain way of being grounded. And I feel like any earth that you have in your chart, like I've got a moon in Capricorn, thank God, use it. Use any of the skills you have to anchor yourself. Okay. See you in a bit, Hazel. This will come out as a video later. I'll put it out on the channel later on as a video, so you will be able to catch up. This is just telling you to be on guard. Not in a bad way, just in a putting yourself first way. Okay. Right. What do we need to know about this situation, please? And I'm going to maybe draw a shadow card in a minute, actually. I'm just sat here in bed with all the cards next to me. It's nice. I don't think I've done a reading from bed. Great. Might do all my readings from bed. Oh God. Okay. Okay. I just asked, what do we need to know about? Can anyone guess what card I've got? Okay, I'll tell you the clue. It's in reverse. God. I'm definitely feeling this quite repressed energy. No, Astrid, it's not the devil, although I'm fully feeling that the devil might come up. No, nobody's got it yet. No, Teresa, no belt. See if anybody else gets it. No, Novelina, but I like the hope. Yes, Sword of the Morning. Tower in reverse. Okay. When you get the Tower in the reverse, Kate got it as well. You know what it means. It's like a pressure cooker, isn't it? And something is oh yeah, Vivienne Westwood always worked from bed. So does who's that Irish writer? Oh God, I can never remember anything. What's she called? Marion Keyes. She writes all her novels as well. Okay. Tower in reverse. Again, if you think of it, did Marcel Proust write in bed? Well, if it's good enough for Proust. You know, when you see those programs that have those hot, I think they're called geysers, and they're sort of underneath and then they like spurt water out. Think of that as that. Okay, this is also Pluto and Scorpio type energy when you get the Tower in reverse. Something needs to come to the surface. I feel like there's an awful lot. Hello, Sarah C. Tarot. I feel like there's an awful lot of power that hasn't been released. I'm going to ask another question about that. Okay, feel like I need to take that one. Okay, good. Storm is brewing. We have the Page of Swords, which is quite nice. Tracy has just said I need a bed tray for the cards. I have got a bed tray, but I've got the computer on it. So you're right. I need 2 bed trays. It's a 2 bed tray situation. Okay, we've got the page, which is good because we have the Knight in reverse. But to get the page, it means we have the beginning of making sense of a situation. So what you're going to get is you're going to get hints from the universe, weird dreams, a flash of something, and a feeling of what Stephen King, because I was reading a book by Stephen King called On Writing. and he was talking about how he gets his ideas. He talks about a little red thread, and he sort of follows the thread. Okay. It feels like, hello, Sonia. It feels like you get a little thread here to follow, but that's all you get. Colette and Anais Nin. See, I'm a big fan. Hello, Sumian. So you have a little thread of something to follow, but you don't have the whole story. And the reason why you do this, or rather you don't do that, is because you don't have all the facts. Somebody is feeling a way that they are not talking about. Okay. On the surface, it looks like one thing, and underneath it looks like, pew. Gosh, I'm going to take a shadow card at this point. I may have to censor them because we're on YouTube. So I might have to put my finger over certain bits. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. Do you know what? It's weird. When I get the feeling, which I did today, like that I needed to do a reading, they're always really strong readings. So I've just taken a shadow card. Can anybody guess what the shadow card is? So this is a normal tarot deck, but it's a shadow deck. It's this one, which if I'm ever going to recommend, hello, Miss Wordsmith. If I'm ever going to recommend stuff to you, and you know that I don't ever take like sponsorships or anything like that, I do recommend this deck. It's cheap, which is always good. It's very available. That one, Tarot of the Abyss. It's, oh God, it's such a good deck. I don't know much about Anne or Anatorian, but I do have her Echoes deck as well. So I'm going to give that a plug. I love this. Right. Okay. Are we guessing? Nope, it's none of those. None of those. Just going to have a bit of my ginger tea. We've got ginger tea today. Okay. We've only got the Seven of Swords as our shadow card. That is a big deal. Yes, Janice, the Seven of Swords. It's a big deal. Very interesting. So when I deal with the Seven of Swords, this is my own thoughts, and I think about tarot cards like they're a food sometimes. So I think of the Seven of Swords a bit like the Six of Cups as well. I think of them as aubergine, or tofu, where there's no flavor in them in themselves, but when you put them into a reading, they kind of take on the flavor of other cards. Hi, Super Kiki. And one thing I do know, and I have done readings before with lots of repetition in, is if you get a double Seven of Swords, you need to wake up to it. I've learned that. It just happens, especially if you get a bit of a thought where you think to yourself, I'm just going to use my shadow deck. You kind of feel a calling and it goes bang, there's another one. Have a look at this. So all I'm going to say about this is have a look at this. Whatever it is for you, have a look at it, but you won't be able to look at it in a particularly logical or investigative way. So in other words, logic isn't going to get you that far because what is going on defies logic. Gosh, I'm going to take another shadow card. And that's okay, because actually when you're an empath, or when you're the kind of people that most of Gemstars are, you don't always need the logic. You need enough, because obviously you don't want to drop off the edge of the earth, but at the same time, you know how to go between the lines. You know how to live between the lines. You know how to read between the lines. And you know that most of the action happens between the lines. The action in this situation is unwritten. I tell you the other thing I'm getting as well, which I always get with this sort of thing. I'm getting invisible ink. I always get invisible ink when it's this. And I know that in the modern way, like, and I don't use Snapchat, but I know that the messages disappear, don't they, after a certain time, which I've always thought is really toxic. And I don't know why. And I would also say, and this is also literally just my opinion, that if you're doing online dating, which I know is fraught with difficulty and everything, if anybody ever suggests moving to Snapchat early on, it's an enormously red flag, just enormously red flag. And I don't know why, because I've never done Snapchat, but I do know it's a red flag. But I'm getting a feeling of somebody writing with a blue fountain pen. This is what I get when I get this, and it's dead weird. I just have to go with it. And then they write it, and then it vanishes. It vanishes from the page like invisible ink. So this is someone saying to you that they didn't say what they said as in, I don't think I put it that way, or I don't remember us having that conversation. It's just a feeling of deliberate obscurity. Very, ooh. Okay. We get the Two of Cups in the reverse. Very interesting. Sorry, we don't reverse shadow cards, actually. No records, no receipts. I love that. I might use that for a reading, actually. Yeah, actually, Joy, gaslighting, absolutely. Yes, I do get gaslighting for this. I don't get, at the moment, there's different types of gaslighting. There is gaslighting where someone has a deliberate sort of trait like narcissism or something like that, and they are deliberately sort of pulling people along with them. But there's also some people who are just gaslighting. Yeah, Alessandra, perfect example. I hope you don't mind me using your example. My ex keeps writing me messages during the night, then deleting it. So all I see is the deleted message. Like, that's probably on WhatsApp, I think. I used to think it was sweet, but now I think it's manipulative. That is just a perfect example of this. Just like a kind of, I think I used to do philosophy, and I think in ethics, there's two different things. They call it an act, or they call it an omission. So in other words, you're doing something is an act. Everybody knows what you're doing. So it's either good or bad, or, you know, something in between, but everybody can see it. An omission is when you're just not doing something. An example of this is someone tells you a lie. You can find out whether they're telling the truth because they've actually said something. You got something to go on. You find something out about someone and they say, I didn't want to tell you because I knew you'd go nuts. That's an omission, what they didn't say. And that gives you a real cognitive dissonance, because what you do then is you think to yourself, do I overreact? Can people not tell me anything? Can I not be trusted? Oh, I love this from Edie. Sins of omission and sins of commission. Edie, I love that. I love that. As an ex-theology student, I'm loving that. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is normally a relationship thing. So it's probably about some kind of relationship. Could be friendship, could be romantic, could be family, actually. I'm going to take one of these oracle cards as well. Yeah, Ocean says controlling by creating chaos and confusion. Yeah, I would say that's very accurate. It's a very slippery sort of situation, but your way of navigating this, be like a fish. Think to yourself, What would a fish do in this? Fish are very hard to catch. Okay. Oh, this is nice. So we get exchanging gifts. And this is about making sure, and this can happen either in a romantic relationship, it can happen in a financial relationship, like if you're buying something off someone or, swapping services with someone or whatever it is. Exchanging gifts is a card about reciprocity. Now, you need to be, and I would say thinking, but I don't think it's thinking, because on the surface, this situation could look bad or it could look good, but it's not about what it looks like. It's about how it makes you feel. Okay. Do you feel compromised? It's how you feel. And it's that kind of feeling that people get when they say, I don't know why, it just didn't feel right. Or the opposite. I'm not actually saying that this is all doom and gloom. It might feel right and it might look really bad, but you will have that sense and you'll need to trust your own intuition, like your genuine intuition, because there are also different levels of intuition. We're getting into it, people. Especially in Pisces season, you have to remember Pisces, two fish, I can never do that right, swimming in different directions. There you go. You got your logical fish, you got your mystery fish. It's mystery and logic mixed together. So just know that the way you're going to know is very individual to you, but don't dismiss it, however weird it might be. Okay? I want another shadow card. This is very interesting energy. Yeah, Neptune, that's true. I mean, I like Neptune because it's one of my rulers. I do. I love Neptune. But yeah, Neptune can be tricky. Neptune rules things like intuition and dreams, doesn't it? And it also rules mirrors and lighting, and it can rule kind of deception. Hello, Annabelle. Hello. Let's have... Oh, I don't mind that as a shadow card, but I needed that as well. Yep. I'm taking 3 shadow cards. And I'm being quite strongly led. Okay. Ooh. That's all very interesting, actually. Let's deal with these first. Page of Pentacles as a shadow card. Page of Pentacles, a bit like the Page of Swords. It's a feeling of being grounded. Feeling grounded in the situation. You can be either disappointed or happy or sad or whatever it is, but there needs to be a sense in which you can feel the ground that your feet are standing on in this situation, and you can feel the ground that the other person is standing on. So Brownie Button says, for me, it's things felt but not said. Yes, and you're a Pisces, so bound to be. I like this. Edie says, fish crawling up onto land, but can they survive there? So there's something of a touchstone about this. You need a touchstone in this situation, okay? Then we also get the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is about feeling secure. And also it's the last card of the Pentacle minor suit. So it's about family, it's about ancestry, it's about, you've usually got, haven't you, the couple with the kids, with the dog in the castle, they've got their family crest on the flag, all of that kind of stuff. This is again, and that tree, I think it's called the Kabbalah tree. It's all about the fruits of the future. Is this something or someone that you can grow with? Is this situation part of your future plan? Okay. Because I do feel as well, and I don't know why this is, and there's probably some astrology for this. I do feel we're at a point, and I especially feel this about the new moon in Pisces that we have coming up, where we get our chance to kind of throw our hat in the ring about the kind of future that we want for ourselves in quite a kind of spiritual way. I don't really know how to put that, but I can tell you I can tell you what I'm channeling, which is a bit bonkers, but hey, we're all friends here. I'm channeling. So, do you know when you used to go to a kids' fair at school, maybe yourself or with your own kids or whatever? And there's a thing, I don't know if they have it everywhere else, but in the UK, it's usually terrible. You know, you go to the school fair and you have like a paddling pool and it has yellow rubber ducks in, and they've got like a hook on the top, and you go with your child and they've got a hook and it's called Hook a Duck. Okay. Now, this is really weird. I'm getting that it's something as arbitrary as that is how you're getting to feel something for your future. There's a bit of luck involved, but there's a bit of hooking the right duck. Okay. Now, the other card I get for a shadow card, which is very interesting, is the Eight of Cups. We're getting the Eight of Cups, Saturn in Pisces. This is quite a powerful Eight of Cups, this one. I feel like, I don't know, it's because she's leaving a house. You know, for some reason, because she's leaving a house, it feels more powerful. And like the way that cup, she's just emptying that cup. It's like, I don't need what I thought I needed. And I don't need you. God, that's weird. I like that though. I really do. What you thought you needed to feel secure might have just shifted or changed, and that could involve a person, that could involve a feeling, whatever it is. Yes, it is like the Five of Pentacles, but instead of having I like that, the Beatles, she's leaving home. Instead of having, you know, at least with the Five of Pentacles, it's Mercury and Taurus. So you've got that earth. You've got something earthy. With Saturn in Pisces, you've got the planet of boundaries and the planet of safety. Saturn is a planet that speaks of boundaries, testing the ground, being safe. But when you get it in Pisces, it's not a natural bedfellow, you know, it's not. It's Pisces resists, and we're in Pisces season, and Pisces resists boundaries. Pisceans almost allergic to boundaries. A Piscean boundary is in water, and that is not done by having a line. It just doesn't work like that. So the boundaries that we have at the moment are very fluid, but at the same time, you can work with a fluid boundary. And I feel like what this is telling us is that we're getting literally, we're sort of feeling a fluid boundary come up in ourselves, which maybe we weren't even expecting to get. By gum, this is an interesting reading. I'm going to do another oracle card. Just reading through. God knows where I get that channeling from, that hook a duck thing. God, I haven't thought about that for ages. So Sword of the Morning says, yes, that's just happened to me. Oh, I love this. Then we get that, and I like this. So we get Yang. I feel like this might be on the 20th of March, which I think, if I'm right, let me just look in my moon diary. Yep, it's the spring equinox and the sun enters Aries. So it's bound to be There it is on the 20th. It's bound to be a shift because we are moving as well. And Sonia is right. Pisceans like surprising people. Pisceans like to be surprising, and they like to be surprised, I think, too. Yes. Brownie Button says, if you depend upon yourself, you are always safe. It's unconditional love. Yes. Edie's husband, birthday March 19th. That's a very interesting birthday. So, oracle card I get is Tick-Tock. This is telling us, and Einstein was a Pisces as well, I think 14th of March, that there may be a sense of urgency, or there may be a conventional timeline to something where this should have happened by now, or I want it to happen by then. Literally throw the clock out of the window. You're on water time. Water is a bit like, if you think about what water time is, it's a moon cycle. So think more in moon cycles. Okay. We've got the lovely new moon in Pisces, and then we've got on the 25th. Was he an Aquarius? I thought Einstein was a Pisces. Oh no good. What was I going to say? Yeah, we've got the lunar eclipse on the 25th. So think about the new moon in Pisces on the 10th, and then roughly 2 weeks later, the next part of the cycle is a lunar eclipse. Okay, there is a lot coming up. I'm going to take another tarot card. I'm liking this. Oh, Einstein is a Pisces. This is it. I can't look at the moment. Yeah, I thought it was March the 14th. Spiraling growth. I'm loving that. Very nice. Do you know how you can tell he's a Pisces? Because he's got mad hair. And he's got Pisces eyes as well. Did he not like to wear shoes? God, that's so Piscean. Oh, don't worry about it, Em. I get things wrong all the time. You've seen me do whole daily readings. I did one about 2 weeks ago, didn't I? Where I said the moon was in Capricorn, and I had my moon diary open at the wrong page. And I went with it for about 20 minutes. And then, hi, Diana. And then it just went out, didn't it? And I was like, it's out there. I can't change it. That's life. Oh, my husband, says Edie. Mad hair, no shoes. Love it. Oh, Diana's on a break from work. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Yeah, Pisceans are funny about shoes. I am really funny about shoes. Do you know what? At the moment, I'm wearing the most frumpy, awful pair of walking boots. So I have a lot of trouble with shoes. A lot of Pisceans do have trouble with shoes. A lot of Pisceans either have quite small or quite big feet. And if you're going to have trouble, you have trouble with shoes. And I either like to wear sandals that are very open because I love my feet being out there. Or if I'm not wearing those, I wear these Italian walking boots, which are really unattractive. But what they do is they really support your feet. And as a Pisces, if I am going to have something on my feet, I need it to work. It's got to feel natural and have no feeling of being pinched or anything. Okay. Right. Oh, hello. Page of Wands literally has just fallen out onto my lap while I'm in bed with the lap tray. Page of Wands in reverse. We've got 3 pages, I think, now, haven't we? We've got the Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So we have that in reverse, which again is just another sign that says don't rush into anything and don't act on passion, but also be careful about reacting to something, because in that reaction to something, it feels like you could say something that will box you into a corner. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to do an angel number card. These are quite little, but quite cool as well. Oh, hello. One's just dropped out. Oh, this is nice. 2332. You are blessed with strength. Hello, Nora. 2332 indicates that your angels are with you, providing guidance and support. And for this, you don't have to call it angels. You can call it whatever you want. I actually never know what to call it. And I don't really like calling it anything, so I just call it it. So your whatever is with you, providing guidance and support during times of difficulty. Trust in the divine assistance available and have faith in the strength and resources at your disposal. Keep going even in the face of challenges. Okay. I'm going to take one more of these. Oof. RJ says she sees that number a lot. Oh, I love this as well. 1414. Nurture yourself. And this is also about the physical as well. Yes, it can relate to a work situation. Having a hard time at work since January, many changes, definitely. Particularly in your work situation, it could be to do with when you're at work, it's not what people are saying and it's not in the emails that they're sending. It's the ripple of feeling that you're getting and the hunches that you're getting, okay? This angel hour signifies the importance of maintaining balance and harmony in all areas of your life. The angels are urging you to pay attention to your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. By nurturing all aspects of yourself, you create a solid foundation for manifesting your dreams. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take another tarot card. Okay. Oh, Becky, I hope you're looking after yourself. Definitely for you as well in the physical. I know it's difficult when you've had something as difficult as that happen to you to look after yourself in the physical. So I hope you've got people around you who are looking after you, and if not, to try and at least just look after yourself in the short term in the physical, because sometimes that's, well, around that kind of circumstance, it's little things, isn't it? It's just the little things you can do for yourself. But I hope people are bringing you food and, you know, love. Good. I'm glad people are being really supportive. Really glad. Okay. Oh, God, speaking of which, here we are, the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is an overload. It's lots of different things all at the same time. Everything building up, okay? And you're feeling, particularly as empaths and as people who feel everybody's feelings all the time, sometimes it can be too much for you too. And this is also just as much as anything about admitting that you're overwhelmed, first to yourself, but then to other people. Empaths are probably the last people that will ever ask for help. Usually empaths are giving help out to other people. It's all right to say you're lost. And it's all right to need arms around you, to need help, to need whatever it is that you need. And also, like we were talking about just then, to start with the physical, you know, to need water, to need food, to need peace, to need quiet, to need to cry, to need to laugh, whatever it is. Okay. Yes, it does help to help others, Becky. That's very true. But just know your limits. Know the time when you're feeling kind of overwhelmed in yourself. You know, we get to that point and we often push on through that. And this is a call to stop and to think to yourself, what do I need? Okay. There's nothing wrong in thinking that, and everything right, especially if you have others to look after. Because, you know, they say that thing, don't they, about being on an aeroplane that you've got to, I mean, I just don't think I would do this, but they always tell you you'd have to grab the oxygen thing for yourself first. I don't know. If your kids were there or whatever, I just don't know if you would do that. But it's what they tell you to do, isn't it? Okay, let's take a couple of cards in conclusion. Ah, Becky. Becky used to be cabin crew. You can let us in. Maybe we don't want to know all the secrets, actually. Ooh, that's interesting. Look, we're getting the Queen of Swords in reverse. One thing I have noticed about empaths, and being one myself, is that sometimes if you hold back for ages and ages and ages, you sometimes, by the time it comes out, it's pretty spiky. Okay. This is about there is a lot of swords, isn't there? This is about not being defensive, which would seem weird because often having boundaries is confused with being defensive. Usually when we're being defensive, we feel like we're on the weaker end, you know, that we're on the begging end of something, or we're overwhelmed, or we've let it go too far, we're feeling out of control. So this is to express the boundaries as you go along, even if you don't quite know what you're saying. You can literally just say how you feel. You know, I'm feeling overwhelmed. This feels weird. If you don't know what's happening, you're not supposed to, but you do know that you feel weird. So you can say to this person, I don't know why, but I feel weird about this. And then, thank God, everybody, winner, winner, chicken dinner, or vegan alternative. We have the beautiful and so very welcome Six of Wands. Wowzers. There is a way through. There is a way to win. Winning looks different for different people. We've talked about this before. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting, you know, accolades or whatever it was that was the prize. Sometimes winning means that you get back to yourself, or that you honored yourself, or that everything actually feels authentic. This is a beautiful card for us to get. Okay. Thank God. And it actually does feel